Hi everyone, it's John Mitchell and we're on to the second video of our management style section, and today we're looking at consultative management style, which is where a manager consults with employees before making decisions. Characteristics, and this is a key difference, two-way communication. That's a key difference between the other two that we went through earlier. But also, manager still makes decisions. So the decision making is still centralized. However, they're gaining feedback from employees before they make that decision. And so discussions are encouraged. The strengths, there's a greater variety of ideas because the manager is going to employees to ask for their input. Employees often take more interest because they are involved in decision making. They're not making decisions, but they're able to put their thoughts and ideas forward. That can cause higher morale and improves the confidence in employees, especially if their ideas are then implemented. Weaknesses is that it's time consuming. So if you're going to consult employees all the time, that's more time consuming than an autocratic or persuasive style where the manager simply just makes their own decision. If staff are not consulted every time, there may be resistance. So if the manager mainly uses a consultative style, and then for whatever reason, let's say if something has to be done quickly, then they're not involved in the decision making, then there could be resistance from employees. And then some ideas are bound to be overlooked because if, let's say a manager consults his whole team of 15, 20 people, and there's a fair chance that not every idea that an employee comes up with is going to be implemented. And that can cause some conflict or resentment if an employee's idea, which they thought was really relevant and really positive, that it's not implemented. So when is it best? During times of change, because involving employees or asking for their ideas if it's going to impact them, that can be a really positive thing. When employees have experience or knowledge, and also it's good during times of problem solving. Participative management styles where a management joins in with staff to make decisions. So again, two-way communication, but here the decision making has changed. It becomes decentralized because employees are able to make decisions themselves. Information is shared among employees to help them make the right decisions. The strengths, there's a high level of trust because the manager is passing on decision making to employees. The manager can be involved as well. There's a larger pool of ideas again because there's more people involved in the decision making to put ideas forward. Strong relationship between the manager and employee because they're working together on making the right decision. High motivation, we'll get into motivation in Unit 4, but we know that giving employees responsibility in terms of decision making, that can increase motivation, and employees are more receptive to change because if they're the ones really making decisions on the types of change the organisation is going through, then they're more likely to accept it. Weaknesses, again, it's time consuming, so similar to consultative, it can take time for decisions to be made, and one criticism is that some people say there's more time spent on forming decisions and less time completing work. So if all these employees are there making decisions, one of the criticisms is that they're spending all the time making decisions and hardly any time completing their work. So there's actually less work, more decisions made, but less work done. The manager's role can be undermined if they're not really involved in the decision making. And there's a possible misuse of resources if you're handing over a lot of decision making to employees. They can misuse the company resources. So when is it best? During times of change, again, similar to consultative, when the experienced and knowledgeable employees, problem solving and creativity. So any time like that where you want problem solving and creativity or a larger pool of ideas, then participative style can be best. The last management style that we're going to go through is laissez-faire. And it's where a manager gives employees full responsibility for the operations. Two-way communication, because the manager is only involved if the employees ask the manager to be involved. The employees make decisions, and that's a decentralized decision-making model. And as I said, manager is only involved if asked. So, I've got the picture there of the manager with his feet up and saying laissez-faire is less more, where he just lets the employees go and do their work and make decisions. So the strengths, employees have a real sense of ownership because the project or whatever they're working on is theirs. They have full ownership of it. Encourages creativity, encourages them to just go off on their own and almost, there could be some boundaries given, but they're there to make their own decisions. Communication is completely open. Weaknesses, complete loss of control by management. which could cause a misuse of resources. There could be a cause of conflict among workers if there's no leader to direct, decisions and things like that. If employees are disputing what decision is best, then that can cause some real conflict, and overall objectives can become lost as the employees may forget about the overall organisation objectives and focus on their own sort of project or problem solving. So when is it best? When there's highly skilled employees, when you need a high amount of creativity, and often during times of research where you're trying to discover something new. And so for activities, questions on more on this topic, then come on over to teachingbubble.com.